Hi, I'm Matt, and welcome to Less Dependent Wisconsin. Where has the summer gone? I've been busy preserving my harvest, making different things, doing a lot of canning. But in today's video, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to make smoked salsa. I grew Roma tomatoes, bell peppers, jalapenos, and onions. So we're going to put those on a smoker and just give salsa a new little kick. So, quite a bit to do. Let's go get started. So to make smoked salsa, the first thing we're going to need is tomatoes. And I've got about 8 pounds of Roma tomatoes here. And the way we're going to prep these is we're going to cut them in half and remove the core. If your tomatoes are big, you can cut them into quarters, but we're going to leave ours in the half like this. Again, in half, core, and in half again. So I'm going to get these taken care of and we will get these on the smoker. For the smoker, you want it at about 200 to 225 degrees. I just took the lid off, so the temperature on this is a little lower than it actually is. And my smoker's kind of small, so I'm doing this in 2 batches. I'm going to do the tomatoes first and then the rest of the vegetables. So the best thing to do is you put a piece of aluminum foil in. Just hit it with a little cooking spray to make sure nothing sticks. And since this is difficult to do, I'm going to put the tomatoes on. We'll get the tomatoes put on, and then I'll show you how everything looks, and then we'll let them smoke for a couple hours. So here's the bottom layer of tomatoes in the smoker. Another thing I did was I took a fork and poked a few holes in the aluminum foil, let a little more of the smoke through. But we'll go ahead and get the top layer on. Top layer of tomatoes is on now. I've got a few left over that didn't fit, but we'll smoke them with the rest of the vegetables. But for right now, we're going to get the lid on here and let this sit for a couple hours. I'm also using hickory wood, just to make a note of that, but I'm just going to monitor that temperature, keep it between 200 and 225, and let these babies cook. So check back with you in an hour and a half or so. Oh, I lied. We're going to prep the rest of the vegetables. I've got 2 pounds of green bell peppers, 1 pound of jalapenos, 1 pound of red onions, and 1 pound of white onions. So I grew all of this, and then we're also going to need a clove of garlic, which I had to buy. Okay, so to prep the green peppers, we're just going to cut off all the flesh, leave the seeds out. For the jalapenos, basically we're going to cut them in half. If you want it spicy, you can leave all the seeds in. If you want to make it less spicy, you can remove some of the seeds from the jalapenos. And for the onions, since these are on the smaller side, we're going to remove the outer couple of layers and basically just cut them in half. The garlic is a slightly different item when you're doing this. First thing we're going to do is cut off about the top third of the bulb, so it looks like this. Okay, garlic is going to cook at a different rate than the rest of the vegetables, so we're going to actually make a little oven for this. Rip off some of the excess, and then this will just sit in there and it'll kind of bake like that right maybe a half hour before we're done with the rest of the vegetables. We'll open it up to let some of the smoked flavor in there. So an hour and a half later, we pulled the tomatoes off, and as you can see, they're cooking. I am going to remove the skins, but the skins come off real easy. So I'm going to work on that. And then you got the rest of the vegetables on there. The rest of the tomatoes are underneath. And the onions, peppers, jalapenos, and the garlic's down there too. So about another hour and a half for these. So we got all the skins off the tomatoes, and while the rest of the vegetables are cooking, we're going to go ahead and run it through a food processor real quick. Get things chopped up. Don't have to pulse it too much, but we're just getting everything nice and ground up. And then we'll mix everything together once the rest of the vegetables are done. And this is how the vegetables turned out. And you can see the garlic here. It's cooked. Everything's got a good smoky flavor. So I'm going to run this through the food processor, and then we'll add it to the rest of those tomatoes that I've already processed. I will take the skins off these tomatoes. At this point in time, we're going to add two more things. We're going to add the juice of 1 lemon, and if you would like it, you could add cilantro. The grocery store was out of it here, and I didn't get very much off my plants, so I'm going to add what I have. So we're going to get this blended up, mixed together, and we'll show you the final product. Just a quick look at what the peppers and jalapenos and onions, a few tomatoes all look like chopped up. But now we're going to get everything mixed together. And there we go. Smoked salsa. Kind of see the consistency it's got. I did get 12 cups out of the batch that I made, so that'll be about 6 pints. If you want, you can just put this in the fridge, eat it up within a week. It's good to go. I am going to can most of my salsa, and what I'm going to do is just bring the salsa up to a quick boil, just get it hot, transfer it into clean sterilized jars with lids, water bath for about 15 minutes, and then they'll be preserved. So anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Focus on being less dependent. We'll see you soon. Have a great day.